In the heart of Anatolia, a powerful new force emerged in the late 13th century, the Ottoman Turks. Led by Osman I, a skilled warrior and shrewd leader, the Ottomans established a small but ambitious state in 1299. Osman, from whom the empire would take its name, was a visionary leader. He instilled in his followers a strong sense of unity and purpose. Their goal was clear expansion and the spread of their influence. Osman's early campaigns focused on the crumbling Byzantine Empire. The Byzantines had once ruled a vast realm, but by this time they were weak and vulnerable. The Ottomans, fueled by religious fervor and a desire for conquest, took advantage of this weakness. They chipped away at the Byzantine frontier, capturing key cities and fortresses. Each victory brought them closer to their ultimate prize, Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. Osman's successors continued his legacy of expansion. They built upon his early victories, pushing deeper into Byzantine territory. The Ottomans were a formidable fighting force. They were skilled horsemen and archers, and they embraced new military technologies like gunpowder. Their armies were well organized and disciplined, capable of carrying out complex maneuvers and sieges. The Ottomans also understood the importance of logistics. They established efficient supply lines and communication networks, allowing them to sustain their campaigns over long distances. The Ottoman Empire's expansion was not limited to Anatolia. In the 14th century, the Ottomans turned their attention westward, crossing the Aegean Sea into the Balkans. This region was a patchwork of small, often warring principalities. The Ottomans, with their powerful army and centralized state, were able to exploit these divisions. They offered alliances and protection to some rulers while conquering others. One key victory came in 1389 at the Battle of Kosovo. Here, the Ottomans faced a coalition of Serbian, Bosnian, and Albanian forces. The battle was long and bloody, but ultimately the Ottomans emerged victorious. Kosovo marked a turning point in Balkan history, solidifying Ottoman control over much of the region. It also paved the way for their continued advance towards the ultimate prize, Constantinople. In 1453, the seemingly impossible happened. Mehmed II, known as the Conqueror, led the Ottoman forces in a siege of Constantinople. The city, heavily fortified and strategically located, had withstood numerous sieges over the centuries. However, Mehmed was determined to succeed. He employed a combination of brute force and cunning strategy. He used massive cannons to bombard the city's walls, while his engineers dug tunnels beneath them. The fall of Constantinople on May 29, 1453, sent shockwaves throughout Europe. It marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, a civilization that had endured for over 1,000 years. For the Ottomans, it was a moment of triumph, a testament to their military might and imperial ambitions. Mehmed II entered the city in victory, declaring it his new capital and renaming it Istanbul. Istanbul, strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, became the vibrant heart of the Ottoman Empire. Mehmed II, a patron of the arts and sciences, transformed the city into a center of learning and culture. He commissioned the construction of magnificent mosques, libraries, and palaces. Scholars, artists, and merchants flocked to Istanbul from all corners of the empire and beyond. Under Mehmed II and his successors, the Ottoman Empire entered a golden age. Its territories expanded further, encompassing vast swathes of North Africa, the Middle East, and southeastern Europe. The Ottomans developed a complex and efficient bureaucracy to govern their vast realm. They instituted a system of religious tolerance, allowing conquered peoples to practice their own faiths. This period also saw the codification of Ottoman law and the flourishing of Islamic art, architecture, and literature. The reign of Suleiman I, known as the Magnificent in the west and the lawgiver in the east, marked the zenith of Ottoman power and prestige. Ascending to the throne in 1520, Suleiman inherited a vast and powerful empire. He was a brilliant strategist, a skilled administrator, and a patron of the arts. During his 46-year reign, he led the Ottoman Empire to new heights of military glory, economic prosperity, and cultural achievement. Suleiman's military campaigns were characterized by their ambition and success. He led his armies to victory in Hungary, pushing the boundaries of the Ottoman Empire deep into Central Europe. He also challenged the Habsburg Empire, laying siege to Vienna in 1529. Although unsuccessful, the siege sent shockwaves through Europe, demonstrating the reach and power of the Ottoman military. Beyond military conquests, Suleiman was a renowned legislator and reformer. He oversaw a comprehensive overhaul of the Ottoman legal system, earning him the title the lawgiver. He also invested heavily in infrastructure projects, building roads, bridges, and aqueducts throughout the empire. Under his patronage, Ottoman art and architecture flourished, with the construction of iconic structures like the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul. Section 5. Cracks in the foundation. Seeds of decline in the 17th century. The 17th century marked a turning point in the fortunes of the Ottoman Empire. While the empire remained a formidable power, cracks began to appear in its foundations. A series of internal and external challenges combined to slow the empire's expansion and weaken its internal cohesion. The seeds of decline, while not immediately apparent, were sown during this period. One significant factor was the increasing difficulty of maintaining such a vast and diverse empire. Communication and transportation remained challenging, making it difficult to govern distant provinces effectively. Economic problems also began to emerge. Inflation, caused in part by an influx of silver from the Americas, eroded the purchasing power of the Ottoman currency. Militarily, the Ottoman Empire faced new challenges. European powers, bolstered by advances in military technology and tactics, began to pose a more serious threat. The Ottoman defeat at the Battle of Lepanto in 1571, while not a decisive victory for the European powers, marked the beginning of the empire's loss of naval dominance in the Mediterranean. The Ottoman siege of Vienna in 1683, though ultimately unsuccessful, further highlighted the empire's growing military vulnerability. Section 6. Caught between East and West, struggles and stagnation in the 18th century. The 18th century was a period of stagnation and increasing vulnerability for the Ottoman Empire. Caught between a rising West and a changing East, the empire struggled to adapt to the shifting geopolitical landscape. European powers, emboldened by their growing economic and military might, chipped away at Ottoman territories, while internal problems continued to fester. The Ottoman Empire faced a two-pronged challenge in Europe. To the north, the Habsburg Empire, centered in Vienna, continued to pose a threat. To the south, the Russian Empire under Peter the Great and his successors emerged as a major power, eager to expand its influence in the Black Sea region. The Ottomans fought a series of costly wars with both empires, resulting in significant territorial losses. Internally, the Ottoman Empire grappled with economic and political challenges. Corruption and inefficiency plagued the administration, while the once vaunted Janissary Corps, the elite infantry units that had been the backbone of Ottoman military power, became increasingly undisciplined and resistant to change. Section 7. A faltering giant, reform and resistance in the 19th century. The 19th century was a period of profound change and upheaval for the Ottoman Empire. Faced with mounting internal problems and external pressures, Ottoman rulers attempted to modernize the empire, introducing a series of reforms aimed at strengthening the central government, improving the economy, and modernizing the military. These reforms, however, were often met with resistance from entrenched elites and traditionalists. One of the most significant reform efforts was the Tanzimat period, which began in 1839. The Tanzimat reforms aimed to create a more modern and centralized state along European lines. Key reforms included the introduction of a secular legal code, the establishment of a modern education system, and attempts to improve the status of non-Muslim subjects within the empire. Despite these efforts, the Ottoman Empire continued to face significant challenges. Nationalist movements emerged in the Balkans, fueled by a desire for independence from Ottoman rule. European powers, eager to expand their own influence in the region, often supported these nationalist movements, further weakening the empire's hold on its European territories. Section 8. The Sick Man of Europe, Decline and Dissolution on the Eve of World War I. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Ottoman Empire had earned the unfortunate moniker the Sick Man of Europe. Weakened by internal strife, external pressures, and economic decline, the empire struggled to maintain its territorial integrity. Nationalist uprisings and European encroachment further weakened the empire. Disastrous wars, like the Italo-Turkish War and Balkan Wars, led to significant territorial losses. These defeats exposed the Ottoman military's weakness and eroded the empire's prestige. In a desperate attempt to regain footing, the Ottoman Empire allied with Germany on the eve of World War I. This fateful decision ultimately sealed the empire's fate. Section 9. The end of an era, the Ottoman Empire in the crucible of war. World War I proved to be the death knell for the Ottoman Empire. The empire's alliance with the Central Powers pitted it against a formidable coalition of enemies, including Great Britain, France, and Russia. Despite some early victories, the Ottoman military was outmatched both technologically and strategically. The Ottoman Empire faced enemies on multiple fronts. In the Caucasus, Ottoman forces were defeated by the Russians, while in Mesopotamia, British forces captured Baghdad. The Gallipoli campaign, a costly and ultimately unsuccessful attempt by British and French forces to capture Constantinople, resulted in heavy casualties on both sides. The war also had a devastating impact on the Ottoman home front. The Ottoman government, struggling to maintain control, implemented harsh measures, including the forced relocation of Armenian populations, which resulted in widespread suffering and loss of life. By the war's end, the Ottoman Empire was in ruins, its economy shattered, its territory occupied by Allied forces. Section 10. From the Ashes, the Rise of Modern Turkey. The defeat of the Ottoman Empire in World War I marked the end of an era. The empire that had once stretched from the gates of Vienna to the Persian Gulf lay in ruins, its territories divided among the victorious Allied powers. However, from the ashes of this once mighty empire, a new nation would emerge: Turkey. Following the war, a Turkish nationalist movement, led by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, emerged to challenge the Allied occupation and the Ottoman government's authority. Atatürk, a brilliant military strategist and charismatic leader, rallied the Turkish people to fight for their independence. The Turkish War of Independence, fought between 1919 and 1923, was a decisive victory for the Turkish nationalists. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923 formally recognized the Republic of Turkey, with Atatürk as its first president. Atatürk embarked on an ambitious program of modernization and secularization, transforming Turkey into a modern nation-state. The legacy of the Ottoman Empire, however, continues to shape the region to this day.